Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So today we are completing our full stack to do application. So today we are making the front end part of it. So in the last video, we have created the backend of our full stack to do application in MERN. So if you haven't checked that out, do check that out. So in this video, we'll be creating the front end. So in the front end folder, I have installed React. So you can do that. So now I'll cd to front end, and here I'll install npm I. So all the packages that are required, so it is Axios, React, Router, DOM, and I'll go into Tailwind, and there I'll go into framework guides, create React app, and I'll copy this. I'll paste it here, and I'll wait for it to get installed. So this is done now. So in our Tailwind, so it has created our tailwind.config.js file. So in that file, what I'll do, I'll paste these paths. So let us go into the content and paste it. Now next thing that I'll require is I'll copy these and paste it in our index.css. I'll delete all this, paste it here, and I'll also of our we want our app element to have a height of 100 vh. So I've done this. Now I'll delete all the files which we do not require in this project. So I have deleted them. I'll empty the app.css because we don't need it. Now in our index.js, I'll remove all this. I'll remove this. Click on save. I'll go into app.js. I'll remove this. Remove this. And now here I'll do npm start. So our application should start running. So this is done. Now next thing is I'll open another terminal, and here I'll type in npm. I'll go into cd backend, and I'll do npm start. So I'll come back into our front end now. I'll close the terminal for 1 second. Here I'll have to add the proxy. So proxy will be http :// local host 4000. So this is done. Now I'll have to restart our React application. So this is done. Now I'll have a component folder in our src and create components. So components, and I'll create a navbar.jsx, and here I'll do rafce, and then I'll in our src folder I'll create another folder with the name pages. So in the pages I'll have a home.jsx, a login.jsx, a register.jsx, profile.jsx, logged in home.jsx. So these are the files which we will be needing initially. So I'll do rafc in all of them to load our React templates. So let us do this. Now I have done all of this stuff, so I'll now go into index.js, and here I'll import browser router from React router DOM, and here I'll place the browser router, and here I'll have my app.js or app component, sorry. So this is done. Now in our app.js I'll have our component navbar component here. So this is our navbar. Next thing is I'll create the routes. So let us create a route. Let me import it. So yes, it has now got imported. So our path will be slash, and our element will be home.jsx. So this is how it is looking right now. Next thing that we will add is another route for to do. So I'll create that route later. So first of all, I'll create user slash register slash user slash register, and element will be register. So this is done. Now I'll copy and paste it. So next will be login, and next will be profile. So this is done. I'll close this terminal so we get more space over here. So this is done. Now let us make our so first of all, I'll give a gradient to our entire app. So it will show in the background. So I'll go into the site of Tailwind. I'll come here. I'll simply copy this gradient which is given over here, and I'll paste it inside our app div. So this is a nice gradient which we are having in our background. So now let us go into our navbar. So in the navbar, first of all, I'll import link from React router DOM. Next thing will be I'll remove this and have a nav element, and I'll give it a class name of bg black, py, that is padding on the y-axis, to be 3. Text will be white. Flex, justify content will be space between, so it is justify between in Tailwind, and align item will be center, so it is item center in Tailwind. So this is how it is, and this is done. And here I'll create a h1 with the name Todo App, and class name will be margin left 1, font will be bold, and text size will be 2XL. So this is how it is looking. So next thing is I'll create a UL, and UL will have li, and li will have link, and link will be home So it will be home, create, to do, register, login, and profile. I'll simply have a root for slash. So this will be to do slash create. This will be user slash register. This will be user slash login, and this will be user slash profile. And I'll also have a class name of hover text pink 500, and here I'll have a class name of margin right 3. So this is how it is looking right now. So let us come back here, and in our UL let us give class name of flex. So it will be display flex. So this is how it is looking now. Next thing is, so the next thing which we need to do is I'll come to the register.jsx, and first let me see if all the routes are working. So except create to do, all the other routes should work. So it is working. Now let us come into our register page. So in the register.jsx, what we'll do, we'll delete this and create a new div with a class name of width 25% is 1/4, which is 25%. Margin will be auto. Text line will be center. So this is how it is looking. Next thing is an h1 with the class name, font size of 3XL. Margin on the y-axis will be 3, and text will be center. Sorry, we have already done text center. We will be doing font weight to be bold. I'll give h1 of register here, and I'll create a form. We do not need action, and inside the form I'll create a class with margin bottom -3, and inside that I'll have a input of type text. We'll remove this. I have a placeholder with the name enter name, and we'll give it a class name of focus outline to be none. Border will also be none. Pixel on the, so padding will be 2. It will be rounded at borders, and it will be full width. So this is how it is looking. The next thing will be to go down here and again create. So I'll basically copy this and paste it again. I'll change the type to email. Here I'll have enter email, and this is done. Next thing is I'll paste it again. Here it will be in number, will be enter age, again this is done. I have to come out of this div first. This is done. Now I'll again paste it one more time, and here I'll have the type to be password, and this will be enter password, and the last one will be confirm password. So confirm password. This is done. So let's see how it is looking. So this is how it is looking. Let us create a submit button. So it will be button of type submit, and the text will be register. I'll give it a class name of background black, bg black, text white, width full, padding on the y-axis to be 2, and borders to be rounded. So this is how it is looking. So yeah, this is it. Now let's go up here and create. First of all, I'll import use state, and next thing is to have name comma set name to be use state. Now it will be email, age, password, to confirm password. Now here I'll go up, set email, set age, set password, set confirm password. Now the next thing is I'll go down here and have the value of name, here it will be email, here it will be age, and this one will be password, and this will be confirm password. On change will be set confirm password to be e dot target dot value, and I'll copy this, paste it here. I'll remove confirm from here, set password, again paste it, set age, set email, and here I'll do set name. So this is done. Now what I'll do is I'll create the layout for our login page as well. So I'll just copy this whole thing, go into login, paste it over here, and what I'll do, I'll remove this name, email will remain, we don't need age, we need password, we don't need confirm password. So this is done, and here I'll have login, and this will be like this, and here I'll have const email comma set email to be equal to use state, and next will be password, set password is equal to use state. So that is it. So this is for the login. Now let us create one for the profile. So I'll go into profile page and I won't paste anything. I'll just, once again, I'll paste this and I'll remove this form from here. So I pasted this registration one only, so I'll remove this form, and here I'll have margin top 3, and I shall remove it to place it to profile. Let's see, I've done that. No, in login also I have to rename it to login. Here I'll have h2 name, email and age, email, and I'll have a class name of text to Excel, and I'll come out of this div, and here I'll again type in empty-3 will be class name, and here I'll have my buttons. So it will be, so I'll go into register and have this class name, and I'll name it update profile. Next thing is I'll just copy this, paste, update password, log out, and delete account. So this much is done. I'll come here. I see login is looking good, registration is looking good, and this is how the profile one is looking. So let us add another class of margin on the y-axis to be 2, and next thing is I'll here change the background color to yellow 600. Here I'll change it to blue 600. Here I'll change it to red 400, and here I'll change it to red 700. So let's see how it is looking. Yes, this is looking good. Now let us now create our context. So in the src folder, I'll come here and create a folder with the name of context, and inside that I'll have user context.jsx, and here what I'll do is I'll import React and sorry, not React, I'll import use create context and use state from React. I'll type here export const user context is equal to create context and inside that I'll paste in the initial value. So this is done. So this is our initial value. Next thing is export const user context provider, and we'll have a children as the argument and have const user comma set user. Use state will be an empty JavaScript object, and I'll return user context dot provider, and inside that we'll place the children, and here I'll have value to be equal to user comma set user. So this is it, and what I'll do now is I'll go into index.js, and here I'll import user context provider, and I'll cut it here and place user context provider, and here I'll paste this. So this is done. So now what we will do is we will create the API calls. So I'll go in again in the src folder. I'll create another folder with the name API calls, and inside that I'll have user.js. I will open up the postman, sorry. So here we have all our routes, so let us see. So inside API calls, I'll import Axios from Axios, and then I'll do export const register. Async will be taking user as the argument, and here I'll place a try catch block. We will return the error, and here we will do is we will await axios.post /API/user/register, return res. So this is done, and now what I will do is I'll simply copy this and paste it again. I'll rename it to login, and this is basically the same, just I'll change the name here to login. Next I will do is I'll again come here and paste it. I'll name it logout. I'll change the type to get, and I'll place a logout. We are not accepting any input, so I'll remove this. Next thing is I'll again come here and paste it, and here type in get user, and it will be, again we are not accepting any inputs, so it is just like this. And here I'll again come and paste it. It will be now for update user, so we will be taking an input Here I'll paste update. I'll change the URL to update details. It will be a put method. Get user will be a get method. So let me check if all are correct. Yes, these are correct. And now we will come here and again paste for update password and change the URL to slash update password, and it will be a put request, and type will be, I'll rename it to data. So this is done. Now I'll come here and paste it again one more time and type here to delete, type here delete user, and here I'll type in delete. This is like this. So this is done. So now that we have created our API calls, so now I'll come back again to register, and here what I'll do is I will start to create. First of all, I'll give the form and on submit handler, so it will be submit handler const submit handler. So first of all, I'll do e.prevent default. So this is done. Now I'll check for the password. If password is not equal to confirm password, then what I want is I want to send an alert that password does not match. So this much is done. Now I'll simply return it. Now I'll come out of this if block, and here I'll have data as name, email, age, and password. Now the next thing what I'll do is I'll come here and type const response await register. We'll importing it from API calls and we'll be sending in the data. Now I'll make it an asynchronous function, and the next thing is if response dot status is equal to 201, that is created, then I want an alert to say user registered successfully. And what I'll do now is, first of all, I have to import a few things. So first of all, I'll import navigate from use navigate. Next thing what I have to import is I'll import our user context. So user comma set user is equal to use context. So we'll be importing use context, and now I'll import user context. So this is our user context. Now what I'll do is I'll come here and type in set user to response dot data dot user, and navigate will be to our root URL, and here I'll type in an else block. Else what I'll do is I'll type in response dot data dot message. So it will it will display the error message. So this is it. Now I hope this will work. So let us try. So if we see our user, in our MongoDB compass, so you can see our user schema is completely empty. So let us make an entry like now we are registering a user. So I'll type here Mayank. Email ID will be sample1. Age will be 22. Password will be 123456 123456. So I type in, I'll click on register. I think there is some error. So let us see what's the issue. Let me see if I have. So our database is working right now. Okay, so let me see what the issue. So this is showing up. Now let us try one more time. 123456 123456. User is created successfully. So let us come here and refresh this. So you can see our user has been created. Now let us check for errors. So I'll again type in I'll just try and submitting a blank. So email name is required. As you can see, when we created our backend database, we created this condition to check for names if it is empty or not. So now I'm typing in the same email. So let us check this out. Yes, user already exists. So our register is working fine. So now what I'll do is I'll check for login. I'll create our login functionality. So I'll come to login.jsx. So in here what I'll do, I'll again type in on submit to be submit handler, and here I'll type const submit handler to be e, let me see now, e dot prevent default. So this is done. Now let me see what I can do. So I'll again import our user and set user from use context. I'll import use context and user context. So this is done. And then what I'll do is I'll also import navigate. So const navigate is equal to use navigate from React router DOM. And again the next thing will be in the submit handler will be const data will be equal to email comma password, and const response will be response is equal to await login, and we'll be sending our data. Next thing is we can't use await in non-asynchronous function, so I'll make it async. I'll set the user to response dot data dot user, and I'll navigate it to this URL. I'll have a okay, this has to be in the if block. Wait a minute, I'll cut all this. Here I'll have a if block, if response dot status is equal to 200. Then only we want to alert, first of all, user logged in, and I'll paste it, sets user to response data.user, and we'll navigate to this URL. And now in the else block I'll have alert. I'll come here and simply copy this and paste it over here. And now let us check if our login is working or not. So if I just simply give login, so it is giving us an error, please give valid email. If I give a email which does not exist, now you can see user not found. Now I'll enter our sample1 user and give the correct password. Then you can see user logged in, and we are redirected to our home. Now what I'll do, I'll now create the functionality for profile. So I'll come here and I'll go to profile.jsx, and here what I'll do is I will first of all import two things as usual. So I'll simply have to import this user and use navigate. So I'll come here and paste it. Use context, I'll import this. User context, I'll import this. I'll use navigate from React router DOM. So this is now imported. Now what I'll do, I'll place here, what I'll place is I'll place here user.name, user.email, user.age. So this is done. Now I'll here first of all create a functionality for logout. So on click, I'll go to logout handler. So I'll come here, const logout handler. So it will be, so I'll have to copy something from here, some things. So I'll come here, I'll copy it and paste it over here. So we don't need to send any data. It is an async function, and we'll await logout. And if the error is this, then I'll user logged out, and we want to set the user to an empty JavaScript object, and I'll send an alert user logged out. Okay, and I'll navigate it to user/login. So this is done. Now let's check this out. So this is how it is looking. And if I log out, user log out. So yes, now one thing which we need to do is we need to protect this route. So we don't want we don't want the user to access our profile when we are logged out. Okay, and we also don't want it to access our create to do and home. We want a separate home. When we are logged out, there should be this home page, and when we are logged in, there should be a logged in home page. So that is what we are going to make, and we need to protect this create to do route. And we also do not want, if the user is logged in, to access register and login pages. So let's do that. And one more thing is that if I log in and come here, so if we are logged in, but if I refresh this page, you can see our state gets empty. So we want that every time we refresh, we want to refetch our data. So that is also we need to create. So let us first create the protected route. So let me come to our app.js, and here what I'll do in app.js is I'll import again user and set user from use context, and we'll be importing user context, and we'll be using use effect, and inside the use effect I'll have a const fetch data that will be async, sorry, yes, that will be async, and will be const res is equal to await get user, and next thing will be to set the user to our res dot data dot user, and I'll create a fetch data over here. So this much is done. Now let us see if our user stays if we refresh the page. So yes, you can see our user is persist, or it gets reloaded. So this is now looking good. So the next thing that we will do is we will protect the routes so that a person cannot access the certain routes when they are not logged in. So let us now create that. So in the component folder, I'll create another file with the name of protected routes.jsx, and I'll create another file with the name of unprotected routes.jsx. Now in the protected route.jsx, what I'll do is I will import navigate from React router down, and we'll do const protected, and we'll take in arguments logged in and children, and next thing is inside it I'll check if not logged in. So if the user is not logged in, what we want to return navigate, and we will redirect the user to slash user slash login and have replace. So this is done, and if this is true, then return, I will return children. So this is done. Now at last I'll do export const export default protected routes. I'll also name it protected routes. So this is done. I'll copy all of this and paste it in unprotected route, and what I'll do is I'll remove this to if the it is logged in is true, then in that case what I'll do is I will redirect them to the home URL. So this is done now. So I'll come back to, yes, so before that I'll just rename it to unprotected route, and here also unprotected route, and then I'll come back to app.js, and here in what I'll do, I'll first, so the user is there, so I will first check if I will check user dot underscore id exists, then in that case if user dot underscore id exists, then in that case what we will do is we'll import logged in, we will import logged in home, and if that is doesn't, if user.id does not exist, then we will simply return the home. So this is how it will go, and for I'll cut this. If there is unprotected routes, so in that case here I'll pass register, and here in logged in I'll type in if user dot underscore id is true, then true, otherwise false. And now since this is done, now I simply copy this and paste it over here. Here I'll change it to login, and unprotected routes. So I have not imported logged in user, so let's me import it logged in home, so it's not getting imported like this, so I'll import it from here. So logged in home from pages slash logged in home. So this is done. Next thing is, what I want is, in here I'll copy this and paste it over here. Here I'll want protected routes, so protected routes, and here inside it I'll have our profile. So this is the protected route. We don't want the user to access this route unless he is or she is logged in. So logged in will be user dot not underscore id, then true, otherwise false. So this is done. Now let us check if it is working or not. So currently I am not, see now you can see if I am like right now logged out, so we can access login, register, but we can't, and we are accessing home, but we can't access profile. You can see it gets redirected. So now let me log in. So user logged in, and now we are redirected to logged in home, and now we can access profile, but we can't access this register and login. We also want that we should not be able to access this create to do route. So let me create this page first. RAFCE, and let me see what URL I have given to it in my navbar. So this is to do slash create, so let me create this. So I'll just copy this whole thing and paste it below. So user slash create, here I'll have create to do route protected. So this is a protected route, so this should work. Okay, there's so this is done. I have to create to do routes, and here it will be user slash create, and rest of this will be same. So currently we are logged out, so we can't access, we should not access. Okay, this is to do, so we can't access this, as you can see. So once we log in, now we can access this create to do route. So now let us create update profile page and update password page, and then at last we will create delete account. So let us start building. So in the pages, I'll create a update profile.jsx. Inside that I'll have RAFC. In here I'll just copy and paste it over here. So user slash update, I'll remove this. Okay, this has to be here, and here I'll have update profile route. So this is done. Now I'll again copy this, paste it here. I'll create another file, another page with the name of update password.jsx. Here I'll do RFC, and here only I'll change it to update password, and here also I'll change it to update password. So this is okay. There's some error which is showing up. Excuse me. Okay, there is no this. Okay, I have to close unprotected route. Okay, this is done. Now let's see what. Okay, so now I will go user slash update. So first of all I'll have to create. So am I logged in? Yes, I am logged in. So user slash Okay, there is no user slash update, so there is no page right now. Okay, but we have linked it, so let me check. So let me go into the update, sorry, in the profile, and I'll redirect these two. So on click, I will change it to navigate. So we have navigate imported. Yes, I'll navigate to user/update, and here in update password I'll update it to update password, and let us check it out. So yes, update profile is working and update password is working. So let us now create for update profile. So for this, what I will do is I will go into our register and I'll copy this whole thing to update profile, and I'll name it update profile. I'll have a name, email, age, and we won't be needing password because we are updating password separately. So this is done. Now update profile. I'll come here and create, first of all I'll import user and set user. So it will use context and user context, and then what I'll do is I'll have this cons name set name, or actually I'll copy this from register. So this is here, and I'll change the default value to user.name, user.email, user.age, and cons submit handler is equal to this, and e.prevent default. I'll go back here and I'll copy this whole thing, paste it here, remove password from here, make this function async, should be checking it for status code 200, and user updated successfully, and we want to send the user to our profile page, and if there is some error then the error should show. So this is done. Okay, so we haven't have to mention use navigate is equal to use navigate from React router DOM, import use state from React. So, and finally register is not defined. Okay, yes, so I haven't defined register. Obviously update user, so this is the update user, so this is working correctly. So now let us see. I'll go into update profile, I'll empty this, so name is required. So here I'll do Mayank1 sample, sample will be 11, age will be 23. So let's check. So user updated, so you can see it is changed now. Let me change it back. And you can see it has changed back. Now let us create for update password. So now we'll go back to update password, and here what we will do is we need something similar to update profile. So I'll copy this whole thing, go to update password, and here I'll paste it, and it is update password. What we need here is type password and enter confirm new password. This will be confirm password and set confirm password. This will be set password, and this will be password. Here it will be set email set. So we need password, old password. So this will be set old password, and here it will be old password. And this is done. Now here I'll type in enter old password, and here it will be enter new password, and the type will be password for all three of them. Cons submit handler will be e.prevent default, and next thing will be I'll come here and create cons password, cons old password, command set old password is equal to use state cons password, comma set password is equal to use state, and here also cons so this is so it is confirm password to set confirm password, and use state will be empty. So let us see how it is looking. So this is how it is looking. So now what we need to do is, so now we will come here and let us create. So I'll go here and copy this, paste it over here. So let me open up Postman, and let us see what is the route for update password. So it is, so we are taking password and new password. So password comma new password, it will be equal to password, and this one will be equal to old password. So this is our data that we are sending. We have to make it an async function, and to make it update password, you password updated successfully. This is done. Now let us see old password, and we have to check for confirm password. So if if password is not equal to confirm password, then in that case I will alert password does not match, and I'll return simply. So set user and set navigate is, so const navigate is equal to use navigate from React Auto DOM, and set user is non-defined on line 28. Yes, so set user not defined because we don't need user over here. So let us see if we come here and type in the wrong password. Let's see what happens. Okay, password should be invalid credentials. So I'll type in the correct password, which is 123456. Now here I'll change the password to 1234567. So 14567. Confirm it. Password does not match. So let me check. So password is updated successfully. Now let's log out. User logged out. Now let us enter the email. Now let us check if the old password is working. No, it is not working. And if I add this, yes, user gets logged in, and if I visit the profile and update the password again, so let us update it. So yes, see, you can see now the password has been updated. Now the next thing which we need to do is delete our account. So let us see if delete account is working or not, or how to make delete account work. So here I'll do on click delete account handler. I'll come here and type in delete account handler, and here I'll type in, so it will be, first of all I'll confirm window dot confirm, are you sure you want to delete your account? And then I will simply copy the one from above, or this one. I'll make it async. So user deleted successfully. Set user will be to this empty object, and we will navigate to user.login, and here it will not be logout, but instead of that it will be delete user. So let us see if the user gets deleted or not. So I come here and click on delete. So are you sure you want to delete? I cancel it, so it does not delete, and if I click OK, user gets deleted. So let me now check by logging in. So user is not found. But if I now come here and register the user, sample1, and click on register, so you can see we are registered again. So now, so we have created all our functionalities for user. Now let us create all the functionality for creating to do and deleting to do and updating it. So let's create. So now we are going to create a to do context. So let us create that to do. So in the context folder I'm creating a file to do context.jsx, and in here what I'll do, I'll go into user context, copy all of this, come here and paste it, and I'll make the necessary changes. So it will be to do context, the user will be replaced by to do, it will be here, it will be to do context provider, this will be to do, this will be set to do, and value will be to do and set to do. So this is what we have created now. So this is, and here I'll change it to do context, to do context. So this is, so now let us come back to our index.js file, and here I'll import to do context provider. I'll cut all of this, and here I'll paste to do context provider, and I'll paste it over here. So this is it. Now what I'll do is I will go to API calls and create to do.js. So we are creating to do API calls for our to do. So import Axios from Axios, export const get to do's is equal to async, and try the const response is equal to await Axios dot get slash API slash to do's, and return res and here I'll have the catch block, error, and returning error. So this is, we got our get to do's. Now let us come here, paste it, and here it will be create to do. So it will be post method, we will take input from user. So this will be like this, and now I will be creating to do slash create. Next thing what I'll do, I'll copy this and paste and get it, get to do id, and here I'll remove this, and here I'll create it like this. And I'll come here and create update to do, and it will be, we'll take an id and to do, so it will be update slash id, change it to backticks. So this is done, and here I'll have to do, so as usual, no change in that. Now I'll copy this and paste it. Okay, so I have to change this to put and rest of it, and this is the get. Create to do will be post, and get to do will be get, and here it will be delete, and because it is delete to do, and this is slash delete slash delete. So this is done now. Next thing will be to go to our create to do.jsx, and here what I will do is I will copy from login. I'll copy this whole thing, come here in create to do, change it to create to do. I don't need this. Okay, so I will change this type to text. I'll delete this, and here I'll say enter title. This will be title, and set title. So this is done. Here it will be text area, so it will be rows will be 5, value will be description, and on change will be e set description, e dot target dot value, on change. I'll paste this. On change is equal to set description e dot target dot value and I'll provide the class name as above. It will be focused dead. So this is what it is, and I'll remove this. Now there will be some error because I haven't created submit handler titles. So let us first come here and create title and set title, use state and cons description comma set description use state, and next thing will be to create cons navigate to use navigate from importing it from React Router DOM. Next thing is cons handle submit, it will be async, e dot prevent default, it will be const data, it will be equal to title dash description. Now next thing will be, which I'll copy, not let's type it out. So const response is equal to await create to do from API calls, and I'll type in the data, and if response dot status is equal to 201, then I'll alert that to do created, and otherwise what I'll do, I'll navigate to our home route. Yeah, and else I'll alert if there is an error, then it will be response dot data dot msg. So let us see if this is working or not. So submit handler is not defined. Okay, submit handler. Okay, so we are logged in, so let us create a to do. So right now if I go into our to do schema, you can see there is no data over here, so I should type one, title 1, description 1, logged in, login. Okay, I have to change the name, so let us see. Okay, so the to do has been created. Next thing is here, come here and change the name to create to do. Now let us create for viewing our to do here in logged in home. So let us see how we'll make that. So now what we will do, we'll go into logged in home, and first thing is I will here give it a class name of width 5/6. Margin will be auto, and text will be center, and h1, which will have a class name of text dash center. Text will be like 3xl, and margin bottom will be 4, and it will be view to do. And in the component I'll create another file named to do list.jsx rafce, and to do list, and here I'll come here and I will first of all have const to do and set to do. I will use context and to do context. So this is done. Now next thing is, here I'll replace it with table, and it will have a class name of table dash auto. Width will be full, and there will be t head. Inside that we'll have th will be title. I'll paste it 5 more times, and here I'll type description completed, view update, delete, and here I'll okay, so class name will be border px4 and py to be 2. So this is how it is will look. Next thing will be to create to do item. So in our component we'll create to do items .jsx rafce, and here I'll create .tr, and td will be title1. For the time being I'm giving it dummy values, so this is title1, description1, completed, view update, and delete. So this will be button, and it will be view so it will view update and delete, and it will have the class name of class name bg blue 500, text white, px2 rounded. So this is done, and here I'll individually change it to green 500 and red 600. So this is how it will look. And so yes, this is it. Now let us come back to our to-do list. Here I'll create t body, and inside that I'll have this tr, sorry, it will be to do items. So let us see how it is looking. So this is how it should look. Okay, no, this is not how it should look. It is, so I have to give stylings. So I've given the entire styling to them as well. Now I'll go into to do items. So I have to provide td styling as well. So it will be class name border px4 and ty2. So let us see how it will be. Yes, this is now looking good. So let us see. Now let us pull in dynamic data. So for that I'll go into create, and I'll create some other to-dos as well. So now I'll go back to our to-do list, and here what I will do is I'll have use effect, and it will be const fetch data, and it will be fetch data. Here it will be const response await get to do get to do's, and it will be if response dot status is equal to 200, then in that case set to do to response dot data dot to do's, and then else will be alert will be response dot data dot message. So this is it. Now once we fetch this, we want to, I'll remove it from here, and here I will have to do dot length should be greater than 0, and to do dot map item return to do item key will be item dot underscore id, and item equal to item, So this is how it is. So you can see our no today no, this is not dynamic data. We have to create dynamic data now. So we will be getting items from here, and now I'll change it to item.title, item.description, item.completed, colon not completed. And now let us see if it is showing correct data. Yes, now it is showing the correct data. And now let us create for delete. So in our button, so let me do this. And now in our delete button, what we will do is we'll add a on click handler, on click delete handler will be cons navigate use navigate and cons delete handler is equal to async, and we'll have a check if window.confirm are you sure. In that case I'll have cons response await delete to do item dot underscore id, and if response dot status is equal to 200, then alert response dot data dot message and window dot location dot reload, and else will be alert response dot response dot data dot message. So let us delete this title too. So you can see it has now gotten deleted. So let us move further, and now what we will do is we will create two pages. One will be update to do and one will be view to do. So let us first create view to do. So in our pages we will have a view to do.jsx rfce, and here what I will do is, so let us first come back here, and in our here I'll add on click to navigate to, we'll use backticks, so it is to do slash view slash item dot underscore id. So now this is it. Now let us go back to our view to do. So here in what we will do is, first of all, I'll come here and have to do slash set to do to use state. No, it will be an empty object. We'll have const id, which will be equal to use params, and we'll have use effect, and we'll have fetch data async, and here I'll just type in fetch data. So now what I will do is, I'll in the fetch data I'll have const response await get to do, and I'll pass in the id. And if I'll just copy, it's the same thing, so I'll copy. If response is 200, then set to do to response dot data dot to do, and else it will be alert response dot data dot message. So this, so now I will have this. Here will be div. We'll have class name of text center, bg will be white, width will be 3 by 4, margin will be auto, it will be rounded, py will be 3, and empty will be 3. And inside that I'll have, what I'll have is to do and div div and div, and here I'll have h1, it will be title, so it will be title completed description. Oh, wait a minute, it is not like this. First I'll have to give it a class name of text 3xl, margin top 4, and font will be bold, and there will be an h2 over here, h2 class name, margin top will be 3, and text will be 2xl completed title dot, sorry, to do dot title, and it will be to do dot completed. If it is completed, then it will be completed, and else it will be not completed. So this is it. And next thing is paragraph. We'll have a margin top of 3, and it will be having a description. So it will be to do dot description, and it will be created at and updated at. Created, updated. So this is done. Now let us see if it is working or not. So if I refresh this, if I go into this title one, okay, so it is not showing, so there must be some error. th cannot appear in child of th. So our error is at in to-do list line 56. Okay, so this is not there. Okay, no routes match. Okay, so there is no route, so let us create that for you to do. I'll copy this and I'll paste it. So it is to do dot view to do slash view, sorry, and it will have an ID. So and it will be view to do. So let us now see. So as you can see, this is showing up. Now let us, I'll tackle this one in a minute. So this is how it is looking. Now we also have to remove certain item when we are logged in, like register and login, and when we are logged out we need to remove profile and create to do from navbar. So that is also one thing which we need to tackle. So so the next thing is, let us first deal with navbar. So here what I'll do, I'll fetch to do, or let's do one thing just for ease. We will just simply pass the user over here. So now in the navbar, now here what I will do is I'll cut this up from here and paste it here. So I'll encapsulate it and paste it like this. And if now here I'll have if user dot underscore dot underscore id exists, then only we need to show this. And if next thing is user dot underscore id does not exist, then wait a minute, I need to have fragment here. So this is it, and let's see. So yes, this is how it is looking. So in profile, if I log out, we get login and register only. So yes, this is good. Now let us create for update. So for that, in the pages, I'll come here and create update todo.jsx rfce, and I will go into our app.js, and here I will copy this and paste it over here, and type here update to do. So this is done, and now what I will do is I'll go into update to do, and first of all I'll come here and have to do and set to do, use context and to do context, and cons id is equal to use params, and then what I'll do is cons my to do is equal to do dot find to do dot underscore id is equal to id, and in that case I'll have title, and set title is equal to use state my to do dot title. So I'll copy here and paste it 3 times. I'll change it to description, set description, set completed description completed. So this is done. Now let us create cons navigate is equal to navigate, now I'll come back here and go into our div and give it a class name of, I'll copy it, it is the same, and then I'll have h1, it will be update to do, there will be a form with on submit handle submit, and in here we'll have, so I'll copy it from create to do, come till here and I'll paste it, create to do, and I'll have it update to do over here. So we need description text area, and next thing will be we'll have another dot mb-3. We will have a select with the option of false, not completed, and an option of completed. And next thing will be to place here a class name, which will be this. So this is this. Next thing is value will be completed, and on change will be set completed e dot target dot value. So let us save this and let us visit the page. Handle submit is not defined, so I'll define it. Const handle submit. E dot prevent default. So let us see how it is looking right now. So if I go to update, okay, we haven't given the on click. So let me go into profile, and here I'll, sorry, not profile, I'll go into logged in home and into the to do and into the to do item, and here I'll have to create a on click of navigate to do to view, sorry, to update, and we'll have a id as well. So this I'll change it to backticks, and here I'll have item dot underscore id. So this is how it is looking. Now let us see the app.js. So we have for to do, view to do, and update to do. So let us see now. I reload it, and yes, we are getting it, but it is coming very wide, full width. So let us go into our update to do. So let us see where it has gone wrong. Here I have to add this class name, and this needs to and next thing is, let me this width should be 1/4. So yes, it is, now it is showing up correctly. So now let us see, now let us create our handle submit functionality. So for that I will go into view to do, I'll copy all of this, come here. First of all, I'll have a cons data that will have our title, description, and completed. Okay, and now in the update to do, I'll have here update to do, and here it will be id comma data will be an asynchronous function, and here it will be status code 200. Then we are not setting anything, we are alerting response.data.message, and we are redirecting to the home route. So this is how it is looking. So let us try and update this. So 1 and turn it to completed. So let us see, it has changed, but 1 second, the completed is not working. One second, is there some, okay, so this is false. I have to change it to true. So let's see now. So yes, now it is changed, so now it is working. So now if I log out and create a new account with like Mukesh, I'll have sample email of 2. I'll keep the password same. Now I have registered it, so you can see there is no to do showing up here in our, because it is a different user. So if I create a to do here, so it will only show my to do. Okay, so that is it. So for this video, so we have created the complete CRUD operation for both user and for to do. So it is now our full stack app is complete. So yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like our content, do like, share, and subscribe. I might create another video of this to making it work on mobile devices. So yeah, wait for that one. So yeah, thank you. As you fade away.